Hey everyone, if you've been diving into Zenless Zone Zero, you know just how important Bangboos are for your team. These little guys aren't just cute, they're super helpful in combat, each bringing something unique to the table. Whether you need a little extra healing or want to dish out some bonus damage, picking the right Bangboo can seriously make a difference in your battles. But here's the catch, you can only bring one along, so choosing the best fit for your squad is key. In today's video, we're going to break down some of the best Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero and talk about how they can support your agents. From healing your team to adding that extra punch and damage, we'll go over which ones are the most effective for different playstyles and strategies. Stick around because whether you're a newbie or a seasoned player, you'll want to make sure you're using the right Bangboo to get that edge in combat. Let's dive in. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Bangboo, Bullseye, Cryboo, Devilboo, Luckyboo, and Sumoboo. Alright, let's talk about Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. These little companions are kind of like the underdogs of the game, cute but not always the stars of the show. If you're someone who loves having all kinds of characters, you might find a special place in your heart for them, even though they don't always shine in the current meta. First up, we've got Bangboo. It's the Bangboo that you get for free early on, and while it's not going to be your powerhouse later in the game, it's a decent buddy to have at the start. If you're using an attack character, this little guy can pack a punch with its physical DMG, especially when its chain attack kicks in. So, for those early game missions, Bangboo can really help you out. It's like that reliable sidekick, but not the main hero. Then there's Bullseye, the one that loves to deal physical DMG. This Bangboo is all about piercing through defenses, but to really get the most out of it, you need to pair it with a pierce character. Sure, it's fun to watch Bullseye in action with those big flashy hits, but honestly, it's just not as powerful as some of the other Bangboos we've seen. It's got style, but not the knockout punch you might be hoping for. Now, onto Cryboo. Poor Cryboo. This Bangboo is just underwhelming. It deals fire DMG, and sure, it can build up some fire anomaly when you have 2 or more fire characters in your team, but that's just not enough to make it stand out. If you're really into fire builds, it might be a fun addition, but don't expect it to carry your team to victory. If you're looking for a little chaos, then Devilboo might be your Bangboo. It deals Ether DMG and really thrives when you've got 2 or more Ether characters on your squad. It's all about making things a little more chaotic. Perfect for players who love to mix things up in battle. Devilboo's a bit mischievous, and that's exactly what makes it fun. It might not be the most reliable, but when it does hit, it hits hard. But if you're after something really hard to get, meet Luckyboo. Luckyboo is a rare find, which is kind of a shame because it's stuck with only dealing physical DMG. Since it's not available from signal searches, you're going to have to work extra hard to get your hands on it. Honestly, it's not as powerful as some other Bangboos, but hey, for those who love rare things, Luckyboo is definitely worth the effort. Lastly, we've got Sumoboo. This Bangboo is all about AoE physical DMG, and it can even interrupt enemy attacks occasionally. That's super handy in the early stages of the game, but as you progress, you'll probably find that you don't really need that interruption as much. Sumoboo's fun for early game, but as your team grows, it's not going to be your go-to fighter anymore. So there you have it. These Bangboos are definitely not the top tier picks, but hey, they've got their own charm. Whether you're using them to help you out early on or just because they're cute, don't forget they can still play an important role in your team. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Borashur, Electroboo, Exploreboo, Nightboo, Magnetiboo, and Paperboo. Alright, let's talk about some of the B-tier Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. These little buddies might not be the stars of the show, but they can still offer some solid backup when needed. They're the kind of Bangboos that you probably wouldn't lead with, but they can absolutely pull their weight in certain situations. So, let's dive into the B-tier and see which ones might fit into your squad. First up, we have Borashur. Now, this one's a bit of a mixed bag. It can help with energy regen, but it doesn't quite match up to Rezonaboo's level. However, here's where Borashur shines. If you have a support character in your squad, those ether bubbles it generates will give even more energy to your off-field characters. So, if you're running a squad that relies on those off-field damage dealers, Boroshu can be a decent option for keeping that energy flow going. Next on the list is Electroboo. If you've got a couple of electric characters in your party, this little guy can dish out some solid electric DMG and build up anomaly status faster. It's kind of like Plugboo, but with the added benefit of helping you inflict more anomaly buildup. If you've got a squad built around electric attacks and anomaly, Electroboo is a nice, reliable pick to boost that damage output. Now, let's talk about Exploreboo. This one's a bit of a wild card. You never really know what you're going to get with Exploreboo, as it buffs the party with a random effect. Sometimes it's healing, sometimes it's a shield, and other times it might even generate energy. But the real kicker is that if you have a support character in your squad, those effects get even stronger. So if you're feeling lucky and want a bit of unpredictability, Exploreboo could be your go-to for a bit of extra spice in your gameplay. We can't forget Nightboo though. Nightboo's synergy ability boosts the party's attack by 92 at max level, but honestly, it's not a huge buff. You're better off using a Bangboo with a stronger synergy. But hey, if you're just looking to top off your squad with a little extra damage, Nightboo can contribute, even if it's not the most exciting option. Then there's Magnetiboo, which is perfect if you're playing a close range melee setup. It pulls enemies toward your squad, making it easier to group them up for some sweet combo attacks. The cool part about Magnetiboo is that if you've got an anomaly character in your team, the skill range increases, letting you gather even more enemies. If you're rocking a melee heavy squad, this one can definitely help make your attacks hit harder and faster. Next up is Paperboo, and this one's a bit of a cheeky character. It taunts enemies, drawing them in, and then boom, it explodes in their faces, but there's a fun twist to this. If you have a defense character, like Ben Bigger, Paperboo's chain attack creates a shield to protect your squad. It's a bit of a hit or miss Bangboo, but it can be fun to watch enemies get drawn in, only to blow up in their faces. So there you have it folks. These B tier Bangboos might not always be the MVP of your team, but they've got their moments. Whether you need extra energy, some quirky buffs, or a little crowd control, these Bangboos can bring something interesting to the table. So experiment with them, see how they fit into your squad, and who knows, you might find that the B tier Bangboos are more useful than you thought. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Avokaboo, Baddyboo, Bangvolva, Brawlerboo, Rocketboo, and Penguinboo. Alright, let's dive right into the world of Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. No beating around the bush here, we're talking about those solid A tier Bangboos that might not be quite as game breaking as the S tier ones, but they're still pretty darn useful in battle. If you're looking to upgrade your squad without going full on OP, these are the Bangboos you'll want in your team. First up, let's chat about Avokaboo. If you haven't unlocked this little buddy yet, you're missing out. Avokaboo is the only Bangboo that can consistently heal your squad in the middle of a fight, which, let's be real, is a total lifesaver when you're up against some seriously tough enemies. The best part? It's not as hard to get as some of the other high tier Bangboos, so you don't need to sweat it too much to bring this healer into your squad. If you love a bit of support during those long battles, Avokaboo's got your back. Then there's Baddyboo. You're gonna want this one if you've got an anomaly character hanging out in your squad. Why? Because Baddyboo gets a huge damage boost with its chain attack when there's an anomaly character present. Plus, it's got some solid fire damage to boot, which means it's gonna give your enemies a hot time, literally. If you're all about dishing out some pain with your squad, Baddyboo's gonna be a fun addition to the crew. Now, let's talk about Bangvolva. This one's pretty interesting because of its ability to build up physical anomaly quickly. If you've got a squad full of physical attribute characters, Bangvolva is going to be the perfect fit for setting up those big hits. However, there's one little hiccup. Sometimes, instead of shooting the usual blast, it'll launch a paintball that does absolutely nothing to your enemies. Talk about a little oops moment. Still, if you're lucky with your shots, Bangvolva can be a beast when it works. Don't sleep on Brawlerboo either. It's a solid choice for anyone looking to add a bit of fire damage support to their team. In fact, if you're missing Rocketboo in your fire-focused squad, Brawlerboo can serve as a great replacement. It's got the firepower to make things heat up and keeps your enemies on their toes, even though it doesn't have that rocket launching flair that Rocketboo does. If you're running a fire team and need a backup, Brawlerboo's your guy. Speaking of Rocketboo, let's quickly touch on this hothead. Rocketboo is the Bangboo that launches rockets all over the place, which means it's dealing fire damage pretty much everywhere. It's fantastic if you have a lot of fire agents to amplify the fire anomaly buildup, but here's the catch. Right now, there aren't many enemies that are weak to fire, so it can sometimes feel like a little bit of wasted power. Still, when it hits hard, and in the right situations, Rocketboo is a total blast. Now, let's cool things down with Bangboo. This little guy is all about ice damage and applying ice anomaly buildup, kind of like Sharkboo. But here's the thing, Bangboo's effect isn't quite as strong as Sharkboo's, which is why it lands a bit lower on the tier list. It's still a great choice if you're aiming for those ice-based builds, but if you've got Sharkboo already, you might not feel the need for Bangboo in your squad. Still, if you're looking to switch things up, this chilly Bangboo can do some serious work with the right setup. And there you have it, the A-tier Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. They might not be the absolute best of the best, but trust me, each one brings something unique to the table. Whether you need healing, damage, or some solid support, these Bangboos are the ones to keep an eye on in your journey. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Agent Gulliver, A Million, Butler, Officer Kiwi, Plugboo, Red Mockers, Resonaboo, Safety, Sharkboo, and Snap. Alright, let's dive into some of the most OP Bangboos you can get in Zenless Zone Zero. Trust me, if you're looking to amp up your squad, these Bangboos are what you want in your team. We're talking about the S-tier Bangboos, the cream of the crop. These little buddies are packed with insane synergy and can really take your gameplay to the next level. First up, let's talk about Agent Gulliver. This guy is a game changer, especially if you've got members of Section 6 in your team. He pairs super well with Yanagi and Haramasa, two powerful DPS agents that just love the electric anomaly buildup that Agent Gulliver brings to the table. Trust me, this Bangboo is going to make your damage output skyrocket. If you want to see your electric abilities hit harder, this one's your go-to. Next, we've got A Million, and here's the deal, if you're just starting out, this Bangboo is a straight up blessing. You get Ambi, Billy, and Nicole for free, and guess what? A Million works perfectly with them. Its active skill dishes out some serious physical DMG, making it effective in just about every stage of the game. It's easy to use, and gives you that early game boost you need. No overcomplicated stuff here, just solid power. Now let's talk about Butler. If you're a fan of Energy Regen, hello, who isn't? This Bangboo is basically the best support you can get. It's made to boost Energy Regen, which is essential for keeping your team's abilities flowing. If you've got Victoria Housekeeping Common agents in your lineup, Butler can become even more useful. Talk about a team player, he'll keep your squad charged up and ready for action. On the other hand, we have Officer Kiwi, a Bangboo that thrives when you've got a couple of PubSec agents in the mix. If you've got Jane Doe on your team, you'll want Officer Kiwi with you. This Bangboo gives you a solid increase in physical damage and even boosts attack speed when you've got two PubSec agents around. If you want to dish out consistent damage, Officer Kiwi is the way to go. I can't forget about Plugboo. This Bangboo is low-key a powerhouse, dealing crazy electric DMG and building up electric anomalies like it's nothing. If you've got other electric characters like Ambi or Anton, Plugboo's skills get even stronger. It's a great choice for teams that rely on electric damage to break through enemies, and trust me, when this little guy goes off, it's electrifying. Let's shift gears for a second and talk about Red Mockers. This Bangboo hits like a truck when it comes to physical DMG. It's especially useful if you've got characters from the Sons of Kaladin faction, like Caesar. Caesar already hits hard, but with Red Mockers by his side, you'll see his damage output go through the roof. It's a match made in heaven, and if you're running Caesar, you'll definitely want Red Mockers on your team. Moving on to Resonaboo. Now, if you've got ether-based characters such as Nicole or Ju Yuan from PubSec, Resonaboo is the Bangboo for you. It's perfect for taking down hordes of smaller enemies, and with those ether characters in the mix, you'll be tearing through enemies faster than ever. Sure, it's a little niche, but once you start working with ether characters, you'll realize just how powerful this Bangboo can be. Next up is Safety. If you've got some Bellabog Heavy Industries characters, this Bangboo becomes a game changer. Safety comes equipped with a drill that charges into enemies, while also boosting chain attack DMG. If you've got someone like Khalida Bellabog around to burn enemies, that buff gets even more potent. It's all about stacking those buffs for maximum damage. So, if you're rolling with Bellabog Heavy Industries agents, Safety is a must-have. Then there's Sharkboo, which is fantastic if you've got ice characters like Ellen Joe or Von Lycaon. Sharkboo's ice DMG is no joke, and the ice anomaly buildup is just the cherry on top. But here's the catch, there aren't too many ice characters in the game yet, so you might not have the chance to use Sharkboo right away. However, once you get those ice characters on your team, you'll realize just how powerful this Bangboo can be for freezing and damaging your enemies. Finally, let's wrap it up with Snap. This is a perfect Bangboo for the dynamic duo of Evelyn and Astra. They already have amazing synergy, but Snap just makes everything better. It provides health restoration and even helps with ether anomaly buildup. If you've got these two in your squad, Snap is going to keep them in fighting shape while boosting their damage potential. So there you have it. These are some of the best S-tier Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero, each bringing something unique to your team. Whether you're looking for more damage, better support, or some electrifying abilities, these Bangboos are definitely worth considering. Choose wisely and watch your squad become unstoppable. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.